And good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us on a Saturday. As of earlier today, there were 34,598 confirmed cases in China and 723 deaths. I would also like to speak briefly about the importance of facts, not fear. People must have access to accurate information to protect themselves. Misinformation makes the job of our heroic health workers even harder. It's diverting the attention of decision makers, and it causes confusion and spreads fear to the general public. We're not just battling the virus, we're also battling the trolls and conspiracy theorists that push misinformation and undermine the outbreak response. Misinformation on the coronavirus might be the most contagious thing about it, end of quote. First, we are leveraging our existing network called EpiWin. Second, WHO's Infodemics team is working hand in glove with our communications department to deliver information to a broader public audience. Third, we are also engaging with search, social and digital companies such as Facebook, Google, Tencent, Baidu, Twitter, TikTok, Weibo, Pinterest, and others. We're asking them to filter out false information and promote accurate information from credible sources like WHO, CDC, and others. And we thank them for their efforts so far. Finally, we're connecting with influencers through Instagram and YouTube, among others, to help spread factual messages to their followers with a focus on Asia-Pacific region. We're building a band of truth-tellers that disburse fact and debunk myth. It's really important to make sure that all activities of the response are adequately funded at WHO and key partners to please step up. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tedros, for this update on Ebola situation in Democratic Republic of the Congo.
On the name, we're working on it. We're very close. So we will let you know as soon as possible.
Investigation. Each instance of a case that's identified, not only within China but outside of China, is important. Every single case matters. Every single instance where there's the possibility of human-to-human transmission matters.
On the Singapore cases, every day as we receive information on new cases from any of the countries, we try to link each and every new case reported to its existing transmission chain.
Thank you, Stephanie. Now we will go online.
And then flying out again, and also, you know, whether you'll be able to quarantine people that have come into contact with these people that have been diagnosed with the disease. Thanks very much.
Detected in France. They were from a family of 11 people from Brittany, having holidays in a ski resort in France, and but they were, before coming to France for their holidays, they were in Singapore. So the people who have shown symptoms are currently hospitalized in Lyon and in Grenoble, but the investigation is ongoing to see who are the other contacts and to take the measures that are necessary.
Tu peux répéter aussi en français, ça va mieux pour nous.
Bien sûr. Donc nous avons eu l'information qu'il y a donc une famille.
What we need are these detailed investigations that are happening in all of these clusters. And these are ongoing, as we understand. But in these investigations, following all those cases, following all those contacts, so that we can actually quantify what is happening in terms of transmission, in terms of shedding, in terms of if individuals are on the mild end of the spectrum or if they develop severe disease, this can help us really better understand this virus.
We have a couple of other questions where we were not able to identify the callers. Hello, are you still there?
Can you hear me? I was wondering whether anyone from Taiwan will be in this forum, and all scientists should be joining in. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Yeah, just to clarify, there will be many hundreds of experts, 400 in total, but and they will be dialing in from all over the world. Many colleagues who are obviously in high-risk countries are taking the opportunity not to travel, and we will have Taiwanese colleagues online, as we will have experts from the rest of China online, and I'm sure they will listen attentively and they will contribute equally to the discussions. Again, to reassure, we've been very much technically engaging with Taiwanese officials and public health experts, and engaging in communicating and coordinating with them on any suspect or probable cases outside the country.
6-7 weeks into this, and it is a growing picture of learning this. So we do have individuals who are on the severe end of the spectrum, on the mild end of the spectrum, and I said yesterday that we had some information from 17,000 cases where overall 82% of those individuals are mild, 15% are severe, and 3% are critical. We do have some information of mortality by age, which, as we've said previously, increases as age increases, with the highest mortality in those above 80 years old. These are snapshots right now in terms of, at this point in time, this is the number of people who have died out of the number who have been reported. And overall, that number of deaths versus those that are reported is between 1% and 2%. But as surveillance increases, as detection increases, the ability of countries to detect, we will be able to pick up more people who are on the more mild end of the spectrum. So that number will change. The proportion of people who die may change. The information that we receive, I'll start, and perhaps others will answer. So we receive data every day on the number of reported cases by province. And these numbers are something that we're plotting over time. I don't actually have these right in front of me right now, but what we were just looking at before the press conference started is that there's 2 areas outside of Hubei that have more than 1,000 cases right now. And so the numbers of reports it's hard to say if these are increasing or decreasing, because what we really want to know is when the symptom onset was. Not just the number of cases reported per day, but when that symptom onset was, so that we know if there's an acceleration or if there's an increase or a growing epidemic, or if it's actually turned. We have recently released a case report form, a clinical case report form, which we are encouraging hospitals and clinicians to use, so that standardized data collection can be captured from patients who are hospitalized. And by using this form, we will get a better picture of how individuals who are infected with this virus, what their disease progression is, and so that we can capture this information to have a better picture of what disease and severe disease looks like.
Thank you very much. With this, we will conclude this daily press briefing. The audio file will follow shortly.
Thank you. We're building a band of truth tellers that disburse fact and debunk myths